Okay, hello guys. Today we're going to talk about importing animations and just so many good things about what you can do even with the worst rigs. First, we're going to go about fixing rigs or if you have a bad model, and then we're going to go over how to import animations for root motion, and then how would you do it for nav mesh agent driven and movement or animation. I'm trying to make shorter content that's specific and to the point instead of these dragged out long videos. Let me know if you prefer that or if you prefer longer videos with more information. And in this, so let's focus on what you came here for. We have this Axeman, and honestly, this was a bad rig because I've tried to use it multiple times. And as you can see, I'm showing you in here, the rig is generic and it's not humanoid. So all these are Dut's animation. Like we can't, like I can hit play and you'll see that he'll animate, but I can't use them with other assets like Emerald AI, for example. And so I'm going to show you how I would fix them. Like the animations look fine, but they're not humanoid. So I can't do some of the things that I need to for NavMesh agent or AI things. What I did is I went into the model, grabbed the FBX, and we have these axemen, right? And different, let me fix that. I have the different levels of axemen, right? Level 3. And then we have the axe and the X2. Okay, so we have all these in here. They look cool, but we can't use them right now as is. What I do is I go and grab this FBX, so you can do it however you want. You can show it in the inspector, and let's do level 3 guy. We can duplicate it or use it somewhere else. Where is, oh, whoops, Axeman 3. Copy, and then we'll put it, I mean, we can put it in downloads or something. Okay, so we have the level man in desktop for just for a quick demo. So we're gonna go to Mixamo, and we're gonna upload a character. And if you upload this guy somewhere here, X-Men 3, it's gonna upload it, and it's gonna do, it's already rigged, so it won't need to rig it. If you need to rig, you can do that. But in a few seconds, it should be ready to go. And now we can download the humanoid stuff. See, so it's there, seems to be working fine. Now we have him here. And so we would use like an idle. And so Mixamo is great for, and if you don't want these, you can do something else. But I try to, for demos and for learning, I try to just kind of get something simple first. And then when I know what I need that Mixamo can't give me, I can hire an artist to do that. But it's better to just know specifically what you're looking for before you start spending money hiring someone to do that. So we have the character arm space if you wanted to use to kind of bring it out, especially if they're using weapons or whatnot. You can trim the animation, make it longer, whatever like you need for a loop. You can mirror it if you need it, swap. I will go over the walking in a second, but then you'll hit download. Oh, the other thing that I need to make sure is that one of these animations has to be with skin, or you can download the FBX just as is with skin. And then in here, you put 60 frames per second and you download. It's not a big deal if you do 30 frames per second. That's just like a technicality if you want. Okay, so let's do the walking next. Walking, because this is where things start getting interesting. If you want to do root motion, which I'll show you in a bit, root motion is specifically if you don't want foot sliding, where you want the pacing to happen exactly how you see it here. Let me move myself again a little bit. See how he's walking? It's perfect, right? That's the speed that he's going to walk when you're walking. And so you don't have to fiddle with the speed. If you do, and so that's how you download it. You download this and it will work for root motion. And I'm going to do without skin, and I'll show you why in a second. The other thing, so root motion, if you want this like nice, if you're doing multiplayer games, don't do root motion. That's my advice, to start simple. But yeah, if you're going single player, root motion is the way to go to get nice, clean animations. In here, he has a root motion one. So if I go in here, root motion, he has a how to set this root motion. And he'll have in here, he'll show you kind of how to go about it. And you'll see the animations and how it'll keep going and it won't slide. But he'll do a demonstration of how usually that happens. Anyway, so that's that. So if you want root motion, leave it like this. If you don't want root motion, let's say you are NavMesh driven. You put it in place, and then you set the speed. And just because I said root motion doesn't mean you can't update the speed. I'll show you the setup as we go into this so that you understand why we're doing these settings, okay? And you can go back and forth in this video to understand what's going on. Right now, we're just going over the presets, like how you want to set it up. And remember that if you choose a different arm space, you're going to have to set that for every animation so that it doesn't look weird. That makes sense? Because you'll have, if you want right and left, running, right and left, walking, and stuff like that, you can do that as well. But just make sure that these are always the same, depending. And overdrive is just how fast he does them, right? How fast he walks. And you could do, see? So you can do either one. You can make it fast or you can make it slow. And this is just the initial animation, right? What you want, the ideal walking speed for your guy, okay? So you have those. Once you have the animations, the next step is importing them. And I'm gonna show you what I have. In art, I have enemies, Axemen, and then I try to set up something like this where everything is in here because I'm gonna drag and drop from here. So it's nice to have them all in one place. It's up to you how you structure things. You might even have everything in one folder. You don't need the separation, like texture and materials don't need to be separate. You can have it all together. You don't even need to name it, right? You can have everything here if you wanted. It's just that usually when you start importing animations, you start getting like a bunch. And sometimes if you have an artist, you'll be able to have the FBX with all 10 animations in one import, which is nice. That would be the ideal. But because of Mixamo, you download multiple animations separate. Okay, so I have these like sad, idle, walking, and running. And this is for Nash mesh driven. Okay, so let's say you do the root motion. And in here, I was playing a lot with the import settings and figuring out right and left, all that cool stuff that I didn't dive deep into yet, but you could. Because you can choose if you want the root motion to turn, or like the animation, if you have the animations to turn right and to veer off to the right or the left. Okay, the first thing with imports, this is a huge tip. So listen up. We have, let's say you have in here, Mixamo usually names them like this. And if you go in here, you can try naming them, but you won't be able to see how. And here is grayed out. With animations and a lot of things that you import, oftentimes when you click in here, you're like, I can't click, I can't do anything. I can't add a loop. How do I loop it? You don't do it in here. You click in here, you go into import settings, and then you have the model, you have the rig in here. See how I have a humanoid? That's what you want, humanoid. And you copy from avatar, so the walking avatar. So remember when I said you need to make sure one of them has the skin? The skin is the avatar, okay? So you only need it on one. So the walking one was the one with the skin. And I choose create from this model, and it'll configure the avatar, okay? Now everything else, you just copy from the other avatar. That way, all the animations are synced to the same avatar. Because otherwise you're gonna have chaos and it's not gonna work the way you want. And you're like, why is this animation working and this one's not? And they all have to come from the same avatar. You have one, and then you have to make sure it's humanoid. Okay, and that is the setup. And in here, the other thing you can do in animations, remember import settings in here. When you click in the top level of what you imported, the FBX, you can click in here animation and you can change things. In here, you can change the name, which is huge. You see how there's two ways to change this. Sometimes people, what they do, and what I did is, you can see, I grab this and I hit Control D to duplicate it. And now you can name it whatever you want and use it. And so for me, I'm using, and you can see that there's just a humanoid, but there's nothing attached, but it'll work. You can see that I did all these outside and I changed them. The best way to do this is in here. Okay, don't do the copy paste. Do it in here and change it what it's supposed to be. So this is running. So running, or if you want to do Axemen running, because Mixamo changes it. There you go. If you want to loop, you can loop, and then you hit apply, and now it's there. And you'll see that in here it says Axemen running. That way, let's say I wanted to change this running guy, and this is gonna break it, but I'll revert it. I don't have a problem. But I'm gonna show you how would I update this, because a lot of times you'll have animators or artists that will change the name, like version 1, version 2, version 3, version final edit. They can do whatever they want, but if they're nice, they'll always change it back to the one that the delivery rig or animation that they give you will always be the same name, hopefully. If not, whoops, not folder. I want to show in Explorer. So I'm going to go in here. So let's say I wanted to change the running, and the animator either gives you the right one or it doesn't. Let's say we have the download, see walking and idle. Let's say this walking was the running for some, and you needed to change it. You just change it like this, make sure it's the same. And I'm going to move this off screen, and I'm going to drag and drop in here, and it'll say replace, and it'll replace that. Okay, and now when we go in Unity, but you have to do it in the folder, not in Unity, because Unity will just change the name. Okay, so when I go in here, this running one should have changed if it was the right one. Did I go into the right one? Anyways, so see how it's, I think it's broken because it's a different guy. And see, it maintains the Axeman running. It keeps the import settings, which is great. The thing is, this doesn't match. As you can see, that things don't work out with the rig. So this thing is not the right one. But you can just change it and say create from. If I was updating this model to do something else, and it's configuring the model, and this is different. The tip is to use these import settings, and then when you're updating the rig, just updating the folder, and it'll come in with the change setting, so you don't have to keep changing it back and forth. As long as it's pretty similar, because once you duplicate these, they will not update. You have to replace these animations again. So I would have to go in here and grab this Axeman that just got updated, rename it, reattribute it. Okay. So the best workflow is to just edit the import settings, rename whatever you need to rename in here, and apply the settings. And then when you need to update it, use the folder structure to replace the file, and it'll update with and keep the settings and the references and whatnot. And now we're going to go over the animation controller stuff. The thing with this root motion is that once I figured out the idea on one root motion, I stopped working on it. So there's some issues with it. The main thing was that there's a little bit of jittering that you can fix eventually with by having a good zero post. But as you can see, it's aside from the jitter, it is walking. It's just the scripting, some of the stuff that I needed to improve or fix. But this guy is walking through the different points that I set. If I go in here, you'll see that he's going from 3 different points. Okay. And then if I look at the other guy, I think it is this guy. No, not that one. Let me see. Is this guy? Yeah. So let's see. Hopefully he's just doing, oh, he has a sensor. So these are other things that I've done that I don't want to show yet. So this guy's nav mesh driven. So it's, I can change the speed, but I think I cap it to certain, so the animations won't play the running. And I'll show you how to go about this. In the next videos, we're going to go over how to do the script aspect, but right now I'm just going to show you the animator because we are talking a lot about importing animations and whatnot. So let's go into the animator. So we have Axeman and we have animators. We have the nav mesh, and this is, I think, the root motion. Okay, so this is from Lamb Academy, like I went through the tutorials, and we have a blend tree. For some reason, it's not liking this. The parameters are velocity, X and Y. So the idea is that you have a walking and a running, or a walking and an idle, and then you have a right or left if you want. And then you create these points. So if the positive X is like the right or left, and the Y is the forward, right? You can even do it backwards if you wanted to. So if you go over the videos with Lamb Academy on root motion, you'll be able to set up this blend tree. You go in here, create blend tree, and then in there you will have in here, you'll decide on what parameters you want. I said speed or velocity X. You can do add motion field, add motion field. I think you can change this if you wanted to change it to a 2D. Here, simple direction. And so you have velocity X and velocity Y. Okay, that's the difference on how you set this up. And then you can keep adding more motions, or you can add a blend tree if you wanted to. If you wanted to add a blend tree, and then you have another thing in here that blends. So you could blend the right and left on each one. So you can add a blend tree for walking, running, and idle if you wanted to. And then in each one, you determine if it needs to walk right, walk left. Okay, so you could do that, or you can do the one I was showing you where it's a 2D with the setup. And you change the position based on if you're walking back, it's -1, if it's things like that. And the numbers here have to change depending on your animation, because again, root motion determines the speed. And so sometimes you can automate this so that it will say speed and angular speed or velocity XC, and it will do it based on the rig. So I'll give you kind of numbers if you have motions in here. Okay, so that's that one, and I'll show you. So then I have this movement one. See, as you can see, I have a blend tree for speed, and then this one for direction, but I don't have the components right now. Okay, but this is the original one where I have all the things, and you saw the root motion, and you can change these as you go to change the speed of how far it goes and whatnot, velocity X, and then how far it goes forward. See, as I do it, he'll walk faster and faster. Okay, so that's the idea with these. And then if you go right or left, he'll walk right. He'll run left. Do you see that? So you can test these. And it's not perfect because I didn't go deep into this. Okay, I just kind of wanted to know enough to set it up. But then I realized that for a multiplayer version is not the way to go for me. Okay, so that's that one. import through motion. We'll go back to animators and I'll show you the nav mesh. So if you set up for nav mesh, there's always multiple ways to do this. We're just talking about walking, right? So we have our blend tree. And as you can see, this is a little bit more refined in the way I have idle, walking, and running, which is still not like, I don't like the sad idle. I need an actual idle, and then different states. But for now, this works. So he's idle, he's kind of sad. And as I change the speed, he'll start walking, hopefully, if it's right. I think I don't have the numbers. Okay, it's not going correctly. So the numbers in here are not, you can always update and see now it's updating based on that. See, now it's always walking, and then it'll run and be sad. So this is off. So the sad should be at 0, and then he should always be running, see? So we have 0, and we go walk, and then we run. Okay, so that's the way to go. The only thing is that this is like 0.00000 because I fudged the walking and running, like when we imported the settings. So I need to fix that. But stop that. And then if we go back to the scene, you can see that this guy is the one that's walking, and he's basically wandering everywhere. On the next video, we're going to go over these scripts for root motion and for nav mesh, using like how to use the nav mesh instead. See how he's running and he's slipping? See, that's bad. And that wasn't so before. And so see how I messed it up? And so you have to keep, be very careful about when you're using nav mesh agent driven animations, because it might not match the speed when you start messing with numbers and whatnot, because we have to change things. But that is it. If you guys want longer videos, let me know. Hopefully this was short enough. If you have questions, always free here to ask. If you need more help on your game and you're serious, like, do you want help? Then join Endgame Devs and I can help you accomplish whatever your goals are. We'll see you on the next video.